Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the definitive guide to how to build the deck. And this is the deck that you have to build to beat a level 12 monk with a gadget. You just want to run Lightning Mage, Knight Statue, Dryad, and Jay. And you'll see by the end of this video that I beat a level 12 monk. And this is the deck to build. Goodbye, everybody. Alright, but seriously. I get how to build a deck questions all the time. If you want to go onto the Rush Royale Reddit, that is 90% of every question. It's, hey, these are my cards. Build me a deck. Hey, these are the card levels that I have in the arena that I'm in. Build me a deck. And I always want to say the same exact thing. And I thought that I'd make a definitive video for it, just so that whenever I get the comment, I can just link them to this video, and it will be the definitive how to build a deck guide. There are way too many factors that affect how you build the deck. So many factors. An amount of factors that as a casual person who plays this game, you have zero concept of, and I would like to show you that asking the question, asking what sounds like a simple question of build me a deck, how it's not actually a very simple question. Because if I were to tell you to build a deck, I would say build this monk deck, right? Monk deck beats everything right now. Monk is the best, most overpowered thing right now. It basically has the ability to punch up, even with the nerf. This is a video post 21.1. Even with the nerf, it's still good. It's still amazing, and it will be amazing. And it has the ability, like, you can have a level 11 monk, and, you know, like with a mermaid, and you can still, like, beat people above you. Like, you could beat a level 13 something. You could beat some level 15 somethings, right, with a level 11 monk, because it's so overpoweredly good, and it's so stupidly easy to run. And you can build what is essentially this deck, right? And as a YouTuber, I can say, just build a monk deck. It's the best thing. But as you can see right here, I'm about to beat him with the Lightning Mage. With a really fast attacking Lightning Mage. Which, credit to Smolshamer, he gave me this idea. Apparently, in his Royal Trials, the leagues that he plays in, they all run basically Lightning Mage decks in Royal Trials. I don't know. I've never seen it. But apparently that's like the main thing that most people in higher realms run. I don't know. Running a legendary spear, you're running Lightning Mage with a Knight Statue, and you're running Jay so that you get the double speed tiles. You get speed tiles upon speed upon speed. Like, look at this Lightning Mage attack. Look at him. Look at him go. Look at that. Look at how fast that is. It's not even an active Knight Statue right now. And yeah, there we go. Look at this speed. Look at these activations of Jay. Like, it's insane the amount of damage this unit can do. And so I'm going to beat this monk deck with this deck. And I feel like a lot of people that ask the question, build me a deck, these are my cards, go, you know, and they just expect you to build them a deck and that makes them win forever, right? I feel like those people are not taking into account any of the factors other than the specific actual deck build. And the specific actual deck build doesn't matter. Because technically, this level 12 monk is much better than me. He's also running a gadget. Gadget is much better than Jay. In most cases, gadget is much better than Jay. But see, these aren't the only factors that exist in this game. It is a level 2 gadget. He's running a level 13 crit bow, with dragon hunting of all things. He has a pocket curse on a knight's armor, which I wouldn't recommend. And he has an amulet of growth that he's not using. Or not using to its full effect. He's not like trying to merge off of the knight, you know, he's not running a deck that works with an amulet of growth. And if you're not using the amulet of growth, you're not doing anything with it. I also have 4,000 crit to his, I want to say 2,000 crit. Maybe he has 2,000 crit. I can't remember. And these are factors that I don't know about you. I don't know what your crit levels are. I don't know what trophy level you're at. I don't know the kinds of opponents that you're facing. I can tell you to build this monk deck, right, that I'm facing against, but then you could go up against somebody who is like just far and away like superior in other aspects, in like crit aspect. I have like a level 14 knight statue, right? And everything else is not necessarily affecting this battle. Like my portal keeper isn't necessarily affecting this battle. I'm running growth as opposed to rage, so like my fairy of like the dryad isn't really affecting this battle. And I do have a max like lightning mage, but I'm not killing him because of that. I'm killing him because of all of the unseen factors that also exist in this game. I have a level 20 J. I have 4,000 plus crit. I don't think it's 4,100, but it's a little bit less than that. I have 4,000 plus crit. I have legendary items that are pretty high level. I have a crit bow. I have a hunter's jacket that's technically reducing his attack speed. And I have a growth tile that I'm actively trying to use and utilize. His deck, while on its surface, when asking the question, what deck should I build, his deck is something that I could recommend. I'd be like, yeah, these are the best things. Just run that and you'll win. But you also have to take into account that there are a lot of other factors within this game that also exist. And I don't think a lot of people think like that. And I just wanted to make this video to showcase the idea that maybe you should. Maybe you should look at other factors. Because even if I gave you that deck, right? Even if I told you, like, oh, Inquisitor, Dryad, Harley Quinn, Sharpshooter, Knight Statue, go. Maybe you don't have a level 11 Inquisitor to get the cleanse. So maybe you should run a Portal Mage instead, because that would help you cleanse your units much quicker and easier and efficiently, because you have to cleanse units. But so if you just like looked at the top, decks and you saw an Inquisitor deck and you just copied it and you started playing it and you have a level 7 Inquisitor, just because you know the cards doesn't mean you have the levels. And maybe at your current level, maybe that's not the deck to run. Maybe there are so many people that are running shaman decks and witch decks, and your Inquisitor is just going to immediately get shamaned or witched, and that's probably the worst deck. So at which point, a Blooming Dash Blade Dancer deck might work. Or maybe you don't have the Blooming Dash talent. So me suggesting, just run Blooming Dash Blade Dancer, maybe that doesn't work either. Maybe the best deck for you right now is Engineer. But I would never suggest Engineer because I assume that most people are in the realm of legendaries. But maybe you aren't. Or maybe you are. Or maybe you're so far above that it doesn't matter. He had 1555 crit. To my 4,000 crit. There are so many factors that affect gameplay. And I want you to actively understand that whenever you ask what sounds like a very simple question of make me a deck, here are my cards, make me a deck, the reason why that's so hard to answer is because we don't know all of the factors that exist in your game. We don't know where you are in trophy level. We don't know the kind of cards that you're playing against. We don't know so many things. I fought against this in League 5. I was going to show you a second battle, and this is where I beat a max cultist, where I switched out one card and I used a Shinobi. But I don't know how much percentage my battery is. Maybe I'll speed through this, and you'll see. I do this, it's literally the same build. I just switched out Lightning Mage for Shinobi, and I get, I think I run off on 2 Shinobis for like a really long time in this match. I think I end the game with like 4 Shinobis. Shinobis are so hard to get. I'll try to speed through like the beginning part of this. And I feel like as YouTubers, we like doing splashy thumbnails like this, where we say like, oh, use this deck, it'll be so good, it beats a max cultist, right? Run rogue. Rogue is so good with this faction boost because it'll beat a max cultist. And yes, on the surface, that is exactly what happens. It's a max rogue against a max cultist and a level 5 mermaid, and I beat him. But that's not the only factor. You can have the perfect deck, but there are other factors that exist in this game. And this is just, I just wanted you to think for 20 more seconds, whenever you think to ask the question, hey, build me a deck. Like, hey, these are my cards, what's the best deck? Because every time I get that question, I always like think the same thing. Like, what is your crit percentage? And people, I feel like, don't care as much about crit percentage until I show them gameplay like this, and they're like, oh, well, you won because of crit percentage. And I'm like, yes, that's why crit percentage is actually very important. When you critically hit for higher than them, you will deal more damage. Crit percentage, or crit damage, is directly linked to the amount of damage that you can potentially do. It does matter. It matters to upgrade everything that you can. It matters to upgrade your epics and your commons and your rares and all of your cards and your dungeon monsters, your boss monsters. It matters to upgrade that bestie, like everything, because it's all adding to your crit damage, and your crit damage is tied to how much damage you can potentially do. There's also like an idea that it's also about gameplay. It's also about like how good are you at playing a deck? How much knowledge do you have about this game? There's so many factors that go into a game. And like, you have to understand that whenever you ask a content creator or somebody online, anywhere, like on Reddit, on Discord, hey, build me a deck, why that's such an impossible question. Because I could tell you to build a max cultist deck, and you could lose to a max rogue deck.